Hey people, welcome to Top Cat's Layer or Layer, whatever. Just having some nice French toast, and been working on this all night. And yeah, you may recognize it as the shirt that Hoagie wears in Day of the Tentacle. So, oh yeah, I don't know if I've shown you my two She-Hulks, Lawyer She-Hulk, and ready for action, Jackson She-Hulk. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's good times, good times. But I wanted to talk a bit about Red Dead Redemption, which I bought just on impulse day one, instead of pre-ordering. Which I'm actually pretty proud about. I'm pretty happy about, because if you pre-order, you can't finagle your way to success. What do I mean by that? EB Games, when you buy a game and you want the game guide, you get like a 20% discount, right? So this is how my brain works, right? So I wanted that game guide because I got the game guide for the first game. It was really helpful, and I figured this will look good in my shelf right next to it. And I know you can go online and do all that kind of stuff, but I want the straight dope from the people who made the game. So, I got it, and it looks pretty. I haven't opened it yet, but because I went to EB Games, they always charge more for the game. That's where they get you. But they price match. So I go in day one. You can't do this with pre-orders because they always go, well, we're the only ones with the special edition, and we can't price match special edition. So, whereas other stores have, oh yeah, and the special edition doesn't really get discounted at other stores. The regular edition does. So I got regular edition. Look, a couple of DLC and a map, right? It comes with a fold-out map. It comes with like pre-order DLC anyway, some kind of horse or whatever. But the bulk of the game is still there. It's not like if you don't get the special edition, you're missing out on a bulk of the content like other games. Rockstar have always been good with that. So no fear, buy the standard edition. Later on, you know that they're gonna release that DLC, and it'll probably be discounted. So to experience the game now and save like $60 or something, get the standard edition. But yeah, I price matched with somewhere else. I think I price matched a bunch of places are selling it for $69. Yeah, they usually go, hey, 69 if you buy it like today, and 79 if you buy it a month later or whatever. So price match, and then because I'm at EB Games, I bought the game at there. I still got the 20% off the game guide, which was resulted in $12 off the price. So I saved a lot of money, and it cost roughly the same price as buying the special edition, which was $129 or something. I bought the standard edition and the game guide, which I feel is way more valuable in terms of content. And it's pretty. It's pretty. And I watched Fistful of Dollars last night as well. That was fun. I had it on in the background. I've seen it a bunch of times. So good. So good. And really, it's that Ennio Morricone music that really is beautiful. It's beautiful to have on in the background at any time, anytime. Especially, I love Fistful of Dollars. If you don't know Ennio Morricone, he did the trilogy of Clint Eastwood Western movies. Fistful of Dollars, for a few dollars more, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And everybody knows The Good, and the Bad, and the Ugly, even if you haven't seen it. The music is the... So, everybody knows that. Everybody. So I cracked open my Blu-ray copy of the trilogy, which I hadn't cracked open yet. And yeah, I watched some special features on that. It's really cool. This collector guy who's got all these old posters from different countries. And he talks about how there was a whole thing where it was kind of like a ripoff. Not really, but kind of inspired by Yojimbo, and the rights for the Yojimbo thing. It was like, hey, you stole our story. You stole our story. Gonna get all Stephen King style here. Comment below if you get that reference. Stephen King, you stole my story. Yeah, but yeah, that's my Hoagie shirt. And the way I did it, I'll show you how I did it. Create a stencil out of first step. I made a grid pattern and I kind of traced around what the thing should be. And then I used this as a stencil to create a stencil, a negative stencil, right? And then I used this stencil to paint. But, and I used, this is the other one, this is the flame one. So yeah, and I got pictures of that, I might link below. Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing. I kind of winged it. I'm not professional at this kind of stuff. I haven't done cosplay in years. I haven't done cosplay. And so this was a bit of an adventure. This was thrust upon me. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And it looks good. I just got to try on the Hoagie wig because he has long hair over his face. Got to try that. But yeah, that shirt. I had that black shirt for ages. Never wore it really. So that worked out well. But the real tricky part was I didn't factor in, because this is totally not, I didn't take any instructions on how to do this with the stencil, because with the orange I really had to lay a lot of orange on. You might be able to tell, like down, like I've black marked out certain parts, because it wasn't because my tracing wasn't right. It was because I lathered it too much on the paper, and the paper soaked through and then stuck like glue when it dried. I didn't factor that in. So now I know. And the cool thing is it's a black shirt, so you just get a black marker. Because it's essentially paper with dried paint on it, so yeah. And that worked a treat. That worked to, like, any shady kind of like corners, I was able to like redefine to make it really blocky. The really hard part was the negative spaces with the eyes and the nose, because that's the shirt. That's not black marker, that's the shirt. And I wanted it to be the shirt. I didn't want a black marker over the thing because it'll look too shoddy. And for that, I had to like cut negative pieces, kind of hold it down with one finger and paint over the piece along the sides, so that but hold it down and make sure it didn't slide, because that would ruin it. And it mostly worked. It was the nostrils that were a bitch, because there's not a lot of surface level. My finger is bigger than the actual two little squares for the nostril. That one was fine. It's these two that were a real pain. But I did it. And then I took them off to ensure that they wouldn't get stuck on. Didn't worry as much about white being stuck on there because it's a white skull. So, but still, I wanted it to have a clean look. and there was no way I was going to get a clean look by doing it freehand without something stopping the paint, like a stencil. So, because I bought a cheap ass paintbrush, I bought orange paint and yellow and white paint, and all in all, I mean, it was $9 for one of these things. Two of them, that's $18, and then a paintbrush for like $2 or something, like a $2 cheap ass paintbrush. Because they were selling. I don't get painting. I should talk to my brother about it. My brother's a great painter. But yeah, he probably knew about all the different brushes and stuff. But yeah, I use Stanley to stencil out stuff. Craziness. And I'll see if I can find the grid, the full page of the grid that I cut the stencil out of. It's got to be here. There it is. There it is. Yeah, I made an entire grid, and then I took a picture. I had a picture of what it looked like, and then I went into, instead of creating a grid for it, I kind of divided it up by 5, and the way you can do that is by trying to crop it, and then it creates these 5 boxes, and then you don't crop it. You just use those 5 boxes as a guide, and you go, okay, in this box I need this, so, and then you just kind of look at the picture, and it's easy with pixel art because you can count the pixels. So, but it's still a bit, it looks elaborate, but it's, it just takes time. And the end result speaks for itself. So I'm going to PAX tomorrow. And that's going to be fun. And I'll do another video, though, on Red Dead Redemption, my first impression on it. Looks awesome.